Okay. Well, welcome to the Indigenous Entrepreneurs Podcast. Today I have one of our tribal liaisons with me, Heather Gomez, who you've heard from several times before. And we just wanted to come on here to give you guys an update on her business and also on the things we've been doing in Dulce, New Mexico for small businesses and entrepreneurs out there on the Jicarilla Apache Nation. So thanks for joining me, Heather. And if you want to just reintroduce yourself so that if people don't know who you are yet, they will know who you are. And then we'll just get into the conversation.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Heather Gomez, and I'm a member of the Jicarilla Apache Nation. I live here in Dulce, New Mexico, and I own Big D Flooring in Dulce-based Tipi, and I am also a tribal liaison with UNM Rainforest Innovations. And it's just been really great to work with UNM Rainforest Innovations.
Yeah, Heather has done like amazing things since she started. It's been only like a year and 2 months, no, a year and 3 months now since she's been working with us, but I think we've accomplished a lot in that year and 3 months. So I'm wondering if you can share with everyone what we've been up to in Dulce, because we've been doing a lot up there and been um involved in some pretty great collaborations. So I'm wondering if you can just share with us what we've been up to.
Yes, so our first event happened last year, and it was a partnership with West. And I had already attended a lot of online webinars with West. I had met them in person, so I thought they would be a great resource or partner to move forward with. So we did a meet and greet, and that went really well. We had a big turnout, so that was really nice. And from that, we received feedback from our participants on what they wanted to learn more about for their businesses and what areas they needed help with. So we developed a eight-part series with West, and that was titled Journey to Grow Your Business. And that was an amazing 8 week or 8-part series over, I don't know how many months it was. I can't remember now, but
I think about 3 months. It was like September through November, I believe.
yeah. So we had the same group of people show up, and everyone was really excited about it. They were motivated. Um, there were some people who didn't have a business yet, but needed the guidance for their ideas. We had one person, they had kind of stopped doing or working on their business, and then they got motivated and they got on top of it. They started planning, they started advertising. So the classes were very helpful, and that partnership with West was great. Shout out to Dawn and Dave and Wendy and everyone there.
Yeah, and I mean that's I think one of the really awesome things that we've been able to do in Dulce. We've kind of done it in other places, but I think it's really been strong in Dulce is just developing those collaborations and like pulling from resources and working with other resources who like you've benefited from and then kind of bringing that into the community to share with others. Can you kind of talk about why that's important? Because like here in Albuquerque, we have, workshops pretty frequently, like whatever argument there's many organizations who like are always doing something or another. Why is it important that like we've been able to bring this type of programming to the community of Dulce?
Well, I think it's important just because we are so rural. We're in this rural area. Just to go to Farmington, that's like one of the closest places that we go often. It's an hour and a half drive. Santa Fe, I think, is like 2 hours. Albuquerque is 2.5 to 3 hours. So it's like a long drive just to go, travel, and it costs gas, and if you have to get a hotel, you have to eat, everything adds up, and there often are events that we can't make it to, so it's so nice to bring it back to our community and people can join us and have it local and in person.
Yeah, and it just kind of helps build up that local support network too. And then even if we're only able to do like monthly in-person sessions, um, there it connects the community into these resources, builds that trust, and then they're able to like tap into their online stuff too, which I think a lot of times, at least kind of from my perspective as like a resource provider, a lot of times we're like, oh, just have it online and people will attend. But it's like, well, if they don't know about you in the first place, or if they don't know who you are or trust you, like they probably aren't gonna attend or be able to access that. So I think that's where like having these in-person efforts and events really has been beneficial in connecting more with rural and tribal communities like Dulce. Um, I know we have a few other things coming up. Do you want to share that with everyone? The couple of things that we have that we're planning for the next couple of months.
Yes, so next month on March 26th, we are hosting a small business resource panel, and we will be working with EDD. Um, West will be there, AIBE, and we're hoping that uh, a lot of people would turn out for that. And, that's going to be great. It's going to be a great time full of resources. And it's nice to connect with people in person. And I feel like we have already built a community of people through the work that we did with the previous sessions with West. So just reaching out, and also it's a chance to network again and, hear about these opportunities. So I'm really hoping that we will get a good.
Yeah, me too. I'm excited for those two events, and glad that we'll be hosting them. I know you're also doing some work with another organization. I'm wondering, can you share a little bit about that and what you're working on with them?
Yes. So the work that I do is with IDRS Acorn Project, and I am actually going to be hosting a Airbnb webinar series online, and that will be coming up. So I'm super excited to be working on that with them. But also, we are planning on bringing some more training here to Dulce. I'm not sure right now if that will be in person or virtual, but they did come in January and they had a chance to meet some of the participants that we had already been working with. So there was a connection made there, and some of them are already working with IDRS Acorn Project now.
So who should attend that Airbnb webinar series if they're interested?
Yeah, anyone who is interested on hosting on Airbnb, we will have like an intro to Airbnb, and I'll also talk about my experience as an Airbnb host, hosting on reservation land. Also, posting off of reservation land, and just tips and to answer any questions that people may have.
Kind of on that note, how have things been going with your Airbnb and with Big D Flooring? Do you have any updates for us?
Yes, so with the Tipi business, it's been our off season. Last year, one of our Tipis actually tore, and we have to get a new one this year. So we're planning on that. Um, we had we didn't have a lot of snow, but right now we have like mud. We had some storms. We actually had some flooding down there. So now we have to work on fixing like the work with the land and figure out what we're gonna do. But we have plans to put up some more fences and really work on the landscaping. But that really is just depending on the weather. As soon as it's nice, we will be down there working. And with Big D Flooring, we haven't been too busy. But now that tax season is coming up, I feel like we will be a lot more busy. We are planning on going to Res and looking forward to being there on behalf of Big D Flooring and Dulce based Tipi. So that's really the update on the businesses right now.
And you guys did get a contract, your first contract, right, with Big D. That was a while ago, but do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes. So we did our first government contract. We were actually subcontracted for that job, and that was for the Jicarilla service unit. And we had another job here in Dulce, but they found out they had mold. So now we're waiting on them to get that repaired and fixed. And then they should be giving us a call for that second job. And that will be our second government job if that goes through. But right now, I'm actually working with the Apex Accelerator for Big D Flooring just to get a little more help on the government contracting side. And I just started working with someone just recently. So hopefully we bid on more jobs and I have more updates.
Awesome. Definitely let us know how that goes. Because I think that's actually something that a lot of businesses in general don't tap into is just government contracting. So it's really cool that you guys have already had your first one under your belt and you can kind of continue to explore that as like one type of way to get revenue into the business. So I know our current funding for our liaisons and this current programming is gonna come to a close in April. Like, but we're still wanting and hoping that this work will continue um, through our organization, but also through other organizations and other efforts. And you yourself mentioned like you find a passion, like you found that you have a passion for this type of work. So I'm wondering if you can share a little bit about what your goals are and your plans are to continue, or ways that you think you'll be able to continue to support Native and rural entrepreneurs in Dulce, but also in the state of New Mexico in general.
Yes, well, with IDRS Acorn Project, I am planning on helping out with doing some technical training and hoping to offer it in Dulce, but in other communities in New Mexico as well, tribal communities. I also would like to just reach out to other organizations and see if anyone has a position similar or wants to create one and they are interested in having me as a liaison or whatever the position is, consultant. That would be great because I feel like, we have just started moving forward and moving in a great direction in the community here. And then it would just be a shame for that to stop. And I will still be checking in with people, even if I'm not getting paid. But it would be nice to have some program support to keep supporting these type of events and trainings for entrepreneurs here in our community.
Yeah, and I know a lot of the organizations we've partnered with want to continue to support roles like the tribal liaison role. So I know there's a desire there. It's just a matter of like figuring out which organizations can get the funding or can support it and how we can like continue to collaborate and move forward together. And there's always a possibility that we might find some other type of funding that would continue to fund what we're doing, and that's our hope. It's just a matter of time and figuring out where that next project funding is going to come from. But we'll still be here. And I just want you to know, like, you've done such amazing work, and I really do see the impact. And like you said, there's momentum there. So we just got to keep networking and talking with people and getting other organizations excited about the work that we're doing so that they can kind of come on board and support it in other ways too.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else that you want to share with us while we're on here? Any other updates or thoughts that you want to express?
I would just encourage people to follow IDRS Acorn Project on Facebook and Instagram. I have been doing the social media part for them, and we are doing this whole like rebranding and working on different things. But if you like those pages or subscribe to their email list, you will be updated on what's going on there, and also for the Airbnb webinar series. And they have a ton of great trainings as well, online and in person. So that's a great resource, a new resource for people who are listening. And just really looking forward to this next season with Dulce Base Tipi. Like, we have a lot of work ahead of us, and I already know me and Dustin are going to be so busy again with all of these plans that we have, but I know everything is going to be worth it. And I'm really excited to see how our season goes. And we're just, growing and growing. I'm actually putting an ad in Pagosa, and I think their tourism book. So I'm excited to see how that ad works for us there in Southern Colorado, because they get a lot of tourists. So that's really going to be exciting. And just also with Big D Flooring, looking forward to our growth there, and just for the connections that we make when we attend Res. That's always a great event to attend, and all of the fun events they have. And it's great for networking and just um, also like creating this community or joining other communities and meeting other people from different programs and just connecting. I feel like I have so many things to connect with when I tell people like, oh, what are you doing? Well, I'm like, oh, I'm a tribal liaison with UNM Rainforest Innovations, and I'm doing marketing and social media for IDRS Acorn Project and getting into training with them. And then, Dulce Base Tippy and Big D Flooring. Um, but I love doing it. It is really a passion. And I feel like being here on the res, it's been like a long winter. It's so cold, so no one goes outside. And I feel like we're just like all in our caves. And now we see like spring is coming, and it's like the light is going to shine again, and we're going to come out and get back to work. And, um, but I'm just looking forward to, how our future events go here in Dulce. And also, I forgot to mention our networking open hours that we are doing too. That's bi-weekly every Monday from 12:30 to 1:30 for the community of Dulce, for small businesses to network, or a mentoring session. If they have any questions, they could contact me. And also, I'm trying to set up one-on-one consultations with people who are interested here in Dulce, if they have a small business or if they're just in the idea phase. So that's really what came to mind right now. For any other comments?
Awesome. Well, you're definitely a very busy and a very dynamic person, and that was what drew me to you when we met at the AIBE conference, and we were hiring tribal liaisons at the time. And that, like, I just saw that you were really a go-getter. You were like a self-starter, and you were already kind of doing all these different things. And I was like, I feel like she would be the right person and the right personality to kind of, take on this type of work. And I was right. You've been amazing. And Dulce's really lucky to have you in Northwestern New Mexico in general. And I'm really excited. And I know like good things are going to continue to happen for Dulce, Tipi Airbnb, and then for Big D Flooring, and also just for the community of Dulce and the small businesses in general. We just have to keep going, and keep doing what we can to nurture the budding small business and entrepreneurial ecosystem up there. So for everyone listening, I'm going to link everything that Heather mentioned, the IDRS as a new resource. Go check them out. Um, there's a lot of good resources and online resources with them. And Heather's been through their programming, so she can attest firsthand that she's benefited from tapping into that resource. I'll also link West and the other ones that we mentioned we've been working with. And then if you want to go visit Dulce or you want to do a trip up to Southern Colorado, you can have the Tipi be one of your stops. And then if you need flooring, Big D Flooring does a great job. So we'll also link those in the description. And then of course, if you are a small business listening and you need someone to kind of talk to or just kind of help guide you, feel free to reach out to Heather, especially if you're in like the northwestern region of New Mexico. But wherever you're at, you can reach out to her.
Yes, thank you, Cecilia. And I just remembered, I forgot to mention that we are planning a Jicarilla Native Biz Sprint with AIBE, and that will be in May. And that is for the community of Dulce, 3 virtual classes and then 1 in-person class. So looking forward to that as well. And thank you so much, Cecilia, for all of your help. And you're amazing too. And I'm just so thankful that I met you that day and was introduced to this program and had the opportunity to be a tribal liaison and to grow at the same time as a liaison and in a leadership role and with my businesses. So it's been wonderful. It's been a great experience. And yes, everyone, please reach out to me. I would love to hear your story too. And especially if you are, wanting to do Airbnb or thinking about starting some kind of business or want to work and do flooring, because we actually might need some flooring installers in your area one day. So it'd be great to connect. And thank you. And also, if you could link my LinkedIn profile, that would be great too. If anyone wants to add me on LinkedIn, you can message me there.
I will definitely do that. Well, I'm excited and I'm really hopeful for everything that's to come. So thank you so much for your time and for all the work that you've been doing with us and then also just on your own. It's definitely making an impact.
Thank you.